to our first of hopefully many Sprachenzentrum short videos from the University of Stuttgart. The idea is to give you an idea of some of the lessons that you could be in for if you sign up for one of our classes or our workshops. Today I thought we'd go through an extremely quick review of all of the different tenses we can think of in English. Let's assume for a moment that time is linear and not circular. We can mark the future here, the present here, and the past here. In the so-called simple tenses, that means that we have present tense, I write. Future tense, I will write. Past tense, I wrote. Now where it gets a lot more complicated is when we do the more complicated tenses, when we do things like present progressive or any of the other progressive tenses. I sort of envision progressive as like this wavy line, and the standard is that it has to be something that's going on during the utterance of the sentence. So here it's I am writing. Remember, this has to be going on during the sentence. It's not for repetitive actions. A lot of people incorrectly say, I am riding my bike to school every day. That's incorrect. You would say, I ride my bike to school every day, not I am riding. But you could have, your cell phone's ringing. Hello, I can't talk right now. I am riding my bike right now. So I am writing means you're sitting in front of the laptop or you have a pen in your hand. You can do all of these progressive tenses in the past and in the future. I was writing. I will be writing. Yeah? Those are the progressive tenses. And then, very important for academic writing, we have the perfect tenses. This is where it gets particularly confusing for German native speakers because the perfect tenses often get confused with the simple past. I think of perfect tenses as sort of a bowl that contains an action, but we don't really know where this action took place. We know it took place in the past. It may have taken place multiple times, but we're not sure exactly when it took place. So here we have, I have written, let's say 7 pages. The difference is if you wrote the pages yesterday, if you have a point in time where it occurs, you must use the simple past. But if you don't have a specific point in time where this occurs, then you can use the present perfect. This is a big distinction when you're writing research papers. You would have all of the research that's led us up to this point. There have been several studies that show X. There have been several discoveries in the last few years. But then when you change to a specific point in time, Johnson discovered, past tense, that this. The study in 1997 showed that this. Those must be in past tense, not in simple present. Now, perfect tenses can occur in the past. I had written 7 pages when the computer crashed. Ooh, oh no. That means that the 7 pages being written occurred at some point before, boom, the computer crashed. Same thing can happen in the future. It's the past of the future. I will have written 4,000 pages by the time I graduate. And then we have extra difficult tenses. You can say, I have been writing for 15 minutes. You can say, I will have been writing for 15 minutes. You can say, I had been writing for 15 minutes. You can also combine tenses to go even beyond that. If you had not written that letter, I would not have known what to do. That's an extra difficult tense to put together. I always say that that's the frontier of English, or maybe even any language. Once you reach that, where you can do that without having to think about it too much, without having to look up the verb conjugations, you've reached the frontier of English. And then you can do pretty much all of these in passive voice. And that's it for today. If you want to learn more, you can always attend one of our courses or workshops.